Welcome to Villazon, the Bolivian border town. Amigos, Javier here for Hum of the Earth. Today's a big day, heading into Argentina. After 16 and a half months of cycling and saying, going from Canada to Argentina. Finally here. So a bit of a late start today, chatting with a Swedish couple who are just bicycling northward. They just finished Argentina and Patagonia, and they were heading to Bolivia and Peru, where I just been, so we're exchanging advice and SIM cards. And I just exchanged my remaining Bolivianos and US dollars for Argentinian pesos, which is going to be better than taking it out at the ATMs, which I've read is not a good deal. And yeah, I think I'm ready to cross the border. So the border crossing was pretty smooth for the passport formalities, and then I had to take out all my stuff at the Argentina border, so pass it through an x-ray. And then once I get into Argentina, I realize I don't have my hat, my other bigger sun hat. So I'm back in Bolivia, going back to the hotel to get my hat, and wondering how this is going to go, how this is going to be getting back into Argentina. If it's going to be a hassle or not. So I've recovered the hat. Now I'm heading back to the border crossing, and this isn't like most border crossings in Latin America where you could kind of just pass by. It's a little bit more strict, so let's see how it goes. La Quiaca, Argentina. So I went back to the border, and people that are supposed to be watching things weren't really watching things, so I just kind of casually walked through the bike, and I'm over. So if it seemed like I was a little stressed so far in the video, probably because I was. And that's because I've done next to no research for Argentina. I was pretty tired last night, so didn't really look up much, except for the fact that there's no reciprocity fee, which was great news. So Canadians used to have to pay $120 to enter Argentina. Not the case anymore. And yeah, but now that everything is over, feeling a lot better, ready to start enjoying Argentina. So my original objective for the day was to get to Abra Pampa, but currently it's probably like 65 kilometers away, and it's 2:15, so definitely not going to do that. So I'm just going to ride and see what opportunities present themselves. My body wants to cycle. So it's 5 o'clock, and Abra Pampa is 20 kilometers away. I'm going for it. I don't know if I already told you, but I'm a pusher. Made it to Abra Pampa. Let's find a place to stay and spend our first evening in Argentina. That was a good meal. Been a really long time since I've eaten green salad like that. Way too long. and it only costs 100 pesos, which is $2.50. Speaking of savings, sunscreen's been a significant expense in my travels. And in Bolivia, it was expensive, I believe, because they don't make it inside the country, and anything that's imported from outside the country is heavily taxed, I believe. So it was kind of expensive. So I was running out of sunscreen and decided to take a risk and buy some in Argentina. Argentina and Chile are typically known as being some of the most expensive countries in Latin America. But went to the pharmacy and I saw something that I've never seen before. This massive tube of Nivea sunscreen for about $12, which I think is the best value I've paid for sunscreen on this trip. So pretty good start from a frugal standpoint. And I asked a local what was the good cheap spot to stay in town, pointed me in the right direction, and I got a pretty good room. Here's my digs. Private bathroom, haven't had that in a while. With a bidet and a fancy foot cleaner. Has hot water, Wi-Fi, and this fancy medicine cabinet that has mirrors even on the inside. For 450 pesos, which is a bit over 11 US dollars, which is more than twice what I was normally paying in Bolivia, but a pretty good price for Argentina, I think. And I think this is because, well, I'm pretty sure in fact, that I've heard that the northern part of Argentina, everything north of Salta, is one of the, if not the cheapest part of the country. So I got back to my room. I was getting ready to do some video editing, and I realized that the power outlets are different here. It's the first time I've heard of this. So I've been kind of running around town asking people where I can get one converter, and it seems the only shop that might have had some is closed. So no video editing tonight, but I do have a fully charged power pack, so at least my phone will be ready for tomorrow. Perseverance paid off. After half an hour of running around town in my shirts and t-shirt and shorts, freezing, I am seeing 12 shops. Finally got it. Videos will be edited. Just experienced the first example of why Argentina is the most European country in Latin America. It was really dead around 6 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. everybody comes out after dark. Nice town, Pampa. Good people, definitely a good stop. So if you've watched my videos in Bolivia, you might be wondering from what you saw yesterday why I was saying that I was really excited for the landscapes to come in northern Argentina. I mean, yesterday was nice, big open pampas with a few mountains in the distance, but today is where things are starting to pick up. You're riding through the Humahuaca Gorge. UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was where for 10,000 years Inca and other pre-Hispanic civilizations made a gorge a trading route, and we will be riding through it. Pretty cool stuff. Gorge coming up. Headwind has been pretty brutal this afternoon. This time I'm definitely not going to make it to my objective. The upside is I get to stay in the town of Humahuaca, which I've heard is nice, and it seems to be true. Seems to be a pre-Hispanic structure. Some kind of concert going on tonight. This is the first touristy town that we've encountered in Argentina. Seems pretty nice. Doing my research tonight to see if or rather what there is to do. The building with the statues that we saw earlier was actually a museum. I'll be doing that research from my room with internet. That only cost me 250 pesos, which is about $6 US. And about $2 less than a bed in a dorm in this town. By dorm, I mean in a hostel. And I've found that a lot actually in kind of touristy areas where tourists will assume that the hostel is the cheap place to stay. But it's actually not. If you go to a place doesn't look as fancy or attractive, you'll actually be able to get your own room for less than a bed in a dorm.
Humahuaca was founded in the 1500s
and it is a town of historical importance because there's many battles in the war for Argentinian independence that took place in and around Humahuaca, and that is what the monument that we were just looking at refers to. There's also some nice hikes to do around here. Get a better look at the beautiful mountains. But I think we'll be better served by just keeping south, continuing down the Humahuaca Canyon on bicycle. But I'm having a bit of a hard time getting going because I'm looking for breakfast and not having much success finding it, because so far it seems in Argentina that people just drink coffee and have a little bit of bread for breakfast. So nothing in terms of an actual meal. But I will keep looking. So I ended up folding under hunger. Went to a touristy spot that I tried to avoid. It was a little bit expensive, but it was good. Felt like a fancy boy. And I'm fed, caffeinated. Let's hit the road. Blue skies and perfect weather. At least until the headwinds start this afternoon. I really need to start getting up earlier and going to bed earlier. That's probably the key. I've made it to the town of Tilcara, which is like 40 something kilometers away. It's pretty quick to get here, a lot of downhill. This is a touristy place where some people will stay to check out the area. It's supposed to be a nice little town with some ruins and a botanical garden, but unfortunately they cost 300 pesos each for the entry. And I've heard it's not exactly worth it. It would be if it was free, obviously, but it's not. And yeah, I was thinking of getting lunch, but I think I'm just gonna get like a yogurt or something, because I'm gonna take advantage of the no headwind and cover as much ground as I can. headwind is pretty tiring, but energy drinks in Argentina are cheap and tasty. So we're entering the Jujuy Province and the city probably tomorrow. And this is the greenest part of Northern Argentina. It's almost 6 o'clock. So we're staying in Yala, folks, or Hala. Let's find a place to stay. So I eventually found a nice naturey place. The original asking price was 800 Argentinian pesos. I managed to negotiate down to 500, which is about $7 US. So pretty happy about that. Nice bathroom, shampoo and conditioner from the looks of it. But I am not done enjoying this beautiful weather yet. Time to get something to eat. This little town's pretty nice. Nice summer vibes. It's a Saturday, people are partying. Again, not that I had another choice. Not complaining. Birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and the air is making me feel like it's summertime in Canada. Glad to be in Northern Argentina. Grateful even. Between the weather and the people, and the amazing geography, of course, it's been nothing but good vibes so far in Northern Argentina. Really love this place. So we're starting to enter the city of Jujuy. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but we will not be having time to visit it. That's because today we're going to another small city called Salta, but we're not taking the easy route there. So the easy route kind of is longer and flatter, but the one that we're taking, which is Ruta 9, which we've been on, is a small winding road through the mountains. So from what I read, this is going to be a toughie. But it's going to be much prettier and a bit quieter than the alternative. So should be nice. Hola, cowboy. River party. Salta. So that was a pretty awesome day, bicycling over the mountains in between Jujuy and Salta. As good as it gets for cycling. Wasn't actually a toughie, which I was kind of expecting, but maybe the person who wrote that hasn't been cycling in South America that much, which I have, so I was ready for it. That meal that you saw with the chicken, salsa, pasta, and bread was 70 pesos, which is less than $2. And then afterwards I got some ice cream and then headed to the supermarket where I purchased some red wine, 1 liter, for the equivalent of 80 cents, 32 pesos. And it even won the bronze medal for Vino de Todos los Días, which I guess is the everyday wine category. I'm not a big wine drinker, but I actually find this to be pretty good. Not acidic at all. Another successful negotiation from 800 pesos down to 500, which is 12 US dollars, not 7, which I may have said previously. Private bathroom, kind of no room to stand for the shower, but does the job. So I just finished walking around the city for a few hours, eating more empanadas, more ice cream, and I have to say, Salta is a pretty cool city. Really interesting history, really important history for the independence of Argentina, independence from Spain. And I'll be talking more about that in a separate video that I will be doing on the city of Salta and its history.